to my channel. So it seems like Marvel is going through some changes. I didn't think that I was going to see something like this, but definitely caught my eye. It looks like there have been a lot of firing going on. So it looks like Marvel has fired some Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars writers. This doesn't sound too good. Let's see what's going on.
Well, it looks like Marvel Studios and Disney really are making some pretty big changes when it comes to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. Kevin Feige, the president of Marvel Studios, and Bob Iger, the CEO of Disney, of course, have come out several times over the past several months and talked about how they're going to be making a change with their Disney Plus content and just a change overall with the quality of content that they produce as a whole. And it looks like they are staying true to their word, making some pretty big changes. As we have just found out that it looks like Marvel Studios has apparently fired the writers for Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. And we've already seen a ton of reactions online right now.
Wild.
This comes as some good news to some fans and some bad news to some others. This also, of course, leaves us with the question of who exactly is going to be the main writers for Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. Because there was something that was actually pretty cool about Jeff Loveness writing Kang Dynasty and Michael Waldron writing Secret Wars. And we'll break down everything you need to know, including who could possibly replace them as the new writers in this video. And if
And that could be a good or bad thing.
So you don't miss out on any of the latest MCU
We'll
news.
see.
And if you subscribe and leave a comment, you are automatically entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, some Marvel Legends items, or some DC items. The winner picks one item, and we pick one winner at the end of each month. Only a handful of days left now. So this report is coming from the very reliable insider My Time to Shine Hello, who originally tweeted this out. No screenwriters will be hired for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars until the strikes are over, but it should be Phil Lord and Christopher Miller. I'm pretty sure I'm not the first person to suggest them, and for good reason. Across the Spider-Verse, they handled 280 variations of Spider-Man, 95 of which are unique and named characters, plus the villain, the action scenes, character development, humor, drama, romance, and of course, the concept of the multiverse. They're perfect. Now, My Time to Shine Hello tweeting this implied that Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron were no longer writing Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, because her tweet started off by stating no screenwriters will be hired for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. But to follow that up, Skylar Schuler over at thedisinsider.com asked this: so are you saying Loveness and Waldron are off Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars? In which My Time to Shine simply replied with yes. So according to the insider, My Time to Shine Hello, Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron are no longer the writers for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Now, some people think this is good because, if you didn't know, Jeff Loveness wrote Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and Michael Waldron, along with Sam Raimi, wrote Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So the fans who didn't like those two movies are actually pretty excited about this news. However, keep in mind, Michael Waldron also wrote Loki Season 1, and it was phenomenal. There's also the fact that Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron are really good friends, which kind of helps them when they're going to be writing a Part 1 and a Part 2 movie, essentially. The Kang Dynasty being Part 1 and Secret Wars being Part 2. That would definitely help with continuity purposes and connectivity. The two of them have been very close for some time now because they work together on Rick and Morty, where most people agree that the writing for that is pretty dang good. Plus, they've already written a few things for the MCU, so they have a pretty good grasp on where things are going right now. Plus, Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are going to be huge connected films, not solo films that aren't really connected to anything. Plus, not to mention, when they wrote for Rick and Morty, they actually dealt with a multiverse. So they do have experience.
That's
but
interesting.
It doesn't really matter now, because if this report is true, they're off it. Now, they could have quit on their own, but what most likely happened is that Marvel Studios and Disney are trying to shake things up a little bit and let them go. They looked at the success that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania had and the success that Multiverse of Madness had, and they said, well, we want it to be better. Even though there are a lot of people out there who enjoyed both those films, Marvel Studios still felt it necessary to make some changes to try and improve the quality of the content that they're putting out, especially when it comes to the two biggest movies of the multiverse saga, the 2 Avengers films, and Secret Wars is supposed to be the biggest Avengers movie ever. So it looks like they are sticking true to their word to try and increase the quality of things. Now, as far as who could replace them, what the insider My Time to Shine Hello stated is actually a pretty great idea. She stated that Phil Lord and Christopher Miller should be the ones to write these films. Now, if you don't know the names, they wrote and they produced Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which was a massive success recently, and Phil Lord wrote the first Spider-Verse film, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, while Christopher Miller didn't write the first one, he did help produce it as well. And most of the fandom shares pretty much the same opinion about these films. They're awesome. But what My Time to Shine Hello stated is also very, very correct. They were able to handle 280 variations of Spider-Man, and 95 of which are very unique, and none of them are really the same. And they really did handle so many different aspects of this movie extremely well. The action, the romance, the character development, humor, it was all done incredibly well. But the most important part is they handled the concept of the multiverse kind of better than we've ever really seen it done. Plus, we know that in Secret Wars, there's going to be a lot of cameos. The multiverse is going to be falling into destruction. Incursions are going to be happening. Universes are going to be colliding. We're going to see a lot of variants of a lot of different characters. That is what Secret Wars is going to be about. We've already started to see that in Multiverse of Madness, and we're going to really see that in Deadpool 3. And in theory, Secret Wars should be even bigger. I mean, we've heard rumors that Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield are going to be returning. Hugh Jackman is going to be sticking around until Avengers Secret Wars. The original X-Men will be there as well. We could also see variants such as Tom Cruise's Iron Man finally, Superior Iron Man. Let's also not forget the rumors that Captain America, Chris Evans, could return to play him, and Robert Downey Jr. could return as Iron Man. And side note, I would actually really love to see Robert Downey Jr. play a variant of Steve Rogers, and Chris Evans play a variant of Tony Stark. But the point is, Phil Lord and Christopher Miller could handle all of these different cameos because they have already done a project that has an extreme amount of different variants of a character. And they did it on different scales. They have Miles Morales, and then you have Gwen Stacy from a different universe, Spider-Man 2099 from a different universe, Spider-Punk. You have all of these main characters from different universes, but then you had the Spider-Hub, which had tons of different Spider-Man from tons of different universes, all handled extremely well.
They're
and
all
remember,
different
we're still
too.
talking about story. We're talking about screenwriting, the writers for these projects. And I would assume that Marvel Studios would probably hire both of them as a team to direct both films, not each of them separately. And it honestly makes sense for the same writer or writers to write both of the films. It's just like for Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. They had Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely write both of them. The same thing goes for the directors. The Russo brothers directed both Infinity War and then Endgame. And this worked extremely well because they were essentially writing one big story. The same thing goes for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. They are basically a part 1 and a part 2. They're the same story, so you probably want the same writers to write both of them.
Yeah.
And since they have done such a great job with the Into the Spider-Verse franchise so far, they might be our best bet right now. Unfortunately, nothing official can happen, of course, until after the strikes. Negotiations can't even happen right now. But, of course, when the strikes are over, they can talk, and hopefully they'll get these two or some other incredibly talented writers as well. Fingers crossed, and we'll have new writers for Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. If we hear anything about any updates in regards to this, we'll be sure to let you know, so be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. Please let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Would you like for Phil Lord and Christopher Miller to be the writers of these two films, or do you think another writer or writers would be better? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like the video, and of course you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.
Thank you so much, Cosmic Wonder. So, I don't know a lot about writers' names and things like that, as I am getting more familiar with, you know, how Marvel movies and things like that connect. The names of the writers are ringing bells to me now and stuff like that. Now, I feel like I don't know much to say, oh, that would be so horrible, or that would be so good, because I don't understand, you know, like I don't know them by name. But I will say that one of the things that they did point out is that when they did, you know, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, they, like, dealing with every single one was different. And I totally agree with that. And if they're the same ones that you know, did that, the ones that they want to write in place of the writers who got fired, especially with something like the multiverse and Avengers Secret Wars, something like that. I mean, if they did a good job with giving each of those Spider-Man their own identity, so to speak, I think that they would do a really good job with something like this. So in my opinion, just as an outsider, logically it would kind of make sense if they did a great job with that. I'm pretty sure they can do a great job with the multiverse, but I don't know. Everything going on with the strike and stuff like that is just, you know, things are happening, stuff is shifting. You know, of course they are a business, they have to make moves, and like he said, like, there, you can't even negotiate anything at this point. So hopefully they'll get the right people in place to do right by both of these movies, because it seems like both of these movies are going to be absolute hitters when they come out, as they should be. You know, especially when it comes to Kang Dynasty, you know, at first with all the stuff going on with Jonathan Majors, and now with the writers, and now trying to figure out how this is all going to play out, it's kind of up in the air a little bit. But hopefully they'll do right by the fans. They'll hear the fans out. They'll understand what these movies need, and, you know, they will come through and give us, you know, some really, really, really good movies with both of these. But we'll just have to see. And side note, I was just sitting here thinking, and I took a glimpse at Black Widow, and I'm just like, if there was only a way for her to come back, that would just be I would love to see that in Secret Wars. But that's just me. Anyway, leave your comments down below. Give me your opinions on this. What do you guys think is going on? Who do you guys think should come in and take over after, you know, these writers were fired, so to speak? Who do you think would do a great job? Do you know these writers? Leave your thoughts down below. I really like to know, you know, where you guys are with all of this, you know, especially a lot of you who are Marvel fans, you know, and you've been following everything since the comics. I haven't been following everything since the comics. I'm just genuinely a fan of all of these movies, and just someone who likes to be educated on how everything connects. But I'm always intrigued to see what you guys have to say. So leave all of your comments down below, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. Sorry, I was about to sneeze. Hit like, share, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you guys can get notified whenever I pop up on your feed. I'll see you guys later. Toodles!